Hey there, gorgeous, and a very happy Frugal Friday to you. I hope that you're having a great week so far. It's so nice to see you. This video is dedicated to your hidden gems from the drugstore. So I did this video last week sharing my favorite hidden gems in the drugstore, and I asked you for yours, and you had so many amazing responses. By the way, thank you. I had a whole list to go off of for this video, and I got a lot of products to try. I wish I could have tried every single one of them, but my face is only so big, so there are a number of really excellent products I'm going to be sharing with you here today, so let's hop right on in. Primers. First primer I have to share with you comes at the recommendation of Kimberly Lar. And if I mispronounced your name, please forgive me. I'm going to try my very best to get it right. She recommended the Wet n Wild Glass Primer. Now, this is the one that I found in the store, so I hope this is right. The other one was a color correcting one. I didn't think that was it, but this is what I picked up. I'm going to apply this on one half of my face because I have another one for the other side. The other one I have came at a recommendation from Auntie Liz Whip Viper. I am scared of you. She had so many amazing recommendations in her comment, and I'll try to put it up here on the screen so you can read through it because there were a lot of really excellent hidden gems that I feel like are not talked about that often. But she recommended the Essence Fix and Last Makeup Gripping Jelly Primer, and she compared it to the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is one I almost didn't find in the store because the way that they had it was at the bottom of the display. It was interesting because in Ulta they had all these primers up top, but then they also had some hidden ones at the very bottom where you could barely see them. So what I did was I went on my phone while I was in the store and I looked up what it actually looked like in the bottle. That was the only way I found it. So yeah, it does not look like a regular primer. I was looking for something in a tube. That is really nice. I'm liking that one too. I do already have an eyeshadow primer applied on my eyes. The eyeshadow palette I'll be using today is one that was recommended a couple times actually in the comments, and that was one of the Essence 6-pan palettes. The shade specifically that was mentioned was Dancing Green. And I am thrilled beyond belief because I love this palette. I just don't use it that much. So I'll just walk you through this quick little mini tutorial here of the look that I'm putting together so you can see what I'm doing. This is simply a stunning palette. I love it, and I thank you for suggesting it. The next product I have to share with you comes to us from Rachel Sullivan, and she recommended the L'Oreal Flash Cat eyeliner. This is that eyeliner that came out a while back that had a stencil on it specifically for doing wings, and I loved this when it first came out. I thought it was such a genius eyeliner, very much needed. And so all you do is you take the stencil and you line it up, and then you do your wing like that. It's awesome. Let me see if I can do this. You get so accustomed to doing it freehand that when you do a stencil, it kind of takes you back. Okay, see, so there you go. Now I have a great line to go from for creating my wing. My line was a little wonky, so I'm gonna fix this here in a minute. But the great thing about this eyeliner is that it is so pigmented, it's very rich, easy to apply, goes on so smoothly. There's no bumpiness with it. It's great. Great recommendation. One that I had forgotten about. And if you haven't seen my fix for winged eyeliner like this, I just take a Q-tip with some makeup remover and I take away the thick edges that I don't want to be there. From Blvd, this came from Beauty and Life with Angela. She recommended the eyeliner in the shade Olivia, which I was so excited about because it is green, which is gonna go great with this look. And I had to go to several different Dollar Generals to find this, but I was so excited when I saw that it was a green eyeliner. And look at how smooth that goes on. Apply this directly into the waterline A lot of pigment, really smooth, really easy to apply, really amazing. And I think this one was like $3. Honorable mention here that I did pick up and I wanted to share came from, let me find it on my list here, Candice Alina 8. She recommended the Essence Extreme Last Eye Pencil. So I did pick one of these up. The one that I got was But First Espresso. And goodness, look at that. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Now that was really soft. For the brows, this hidden gem came from Esther Saki. She recommended the Ardell Stroke a Brow Feathering Pen. This is one that I used when it first came out, and I don't feel like Ardell gets much hype, conversation about Ardell makeup. Really, there isn't. But it's some of the best makeup that I have. The eyeliners, too, are really fantastic from Ardell. And I remember when these Stroke a Brow feathering pens first came out, they were really, really fantastic. And the same can be said even now. Still fantastic. And I love that you mentioned these because I do feel like they are one of those hidden gems that you wouldn't know about if no one told you about it. You can find these in Sally stores, by the way, which is the other reason why I feel like they're not talked about much, because Ardell is not usually carried in some of the bigger box stores, at least not their makeup line. The one I just showed you there is dried out, and I can tell because I've used these before and they are really, really pigmented, and I didn't feel like this one was that pigmented on the brows. So I am going to be taking this back to Sally and getting another one because it's not supposed to be that lacking in pigment. It's supposed to be much stronger. And so I feel like this one may have been sitting on the shelf a little bit too long, and they're not cheap. I mean, it was $12 for this little pen. So if you try these, make sure you get a good one. There were so many amazing mascara recommendations that I have to try, but the two that stood out the most to me were the Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara. This came as a recommendation from Shelly K. Grant, and I will tell you, I love this mascara too. I had forgotten about it. It is one of the best mascaras from the drugstore. Should have been in my video recently, but I digress. The next recommendation comes from a longtime friend of ours, and I just want to say hi, very special hi, to Nick Colosimo. I hope I said your name right. Nick, I know you have been here for so long, and I just want to say thank you so much for your long time support. I love your comments. I love your feedback. I love your input. And I just want to say hi, special hi to you. Special hi, by the way, to everyone who has been here for so long. I can't tell you how much it means to have such long time support and encouragement from so many of you, and it just blesses my heart. Just have to say that. He recommended the Revlon Volumizing Waterproof Mascara. Now, when I first saw this came across in the comments, it sounded familiar, but then I was like, I don't remember this mascara. And then when I saw it in the store, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this used to be my favorite when it first came out. I used it all the time. But you know, makeup is like, you're just sent so much stuff all the time that you're testing new stuff all the time that you forget about your favorites. But yes, I love this stuff. It holds a curl beautifully. It is one of the hidden gems in the drugstore that I feel like is not talked about that often, and it is another great one. So thank you for that. The lashes I'm wearing today are from my lash line in the style The Best Mascara, so if you're interested in these, I'll have them listed and linked for you below in the description box. For the rest of the face, so many amazing products to try here. I'm so excited for these. First recommendation comes from Mandy Ratliff, which, by the way, Mandy, you have been around a long time too. Like, I have known you a long time. So I just want to say thank you to you also for your long time support. I truly appreciate you. She recommended the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. The shade that I got is Fair Ivory. So thank you for breathing life back into one of those hidden gems that did get pushed to the wayside, I feel like. The next recommendation I have to share with you came from another one from Auntie Liz Whip Viper. This is the Ulta Under Eye Brightening Cream Stick. I always get intrigued when I get these recommendations specifically from the Ulta brand because there are so many hidden gems in that line alone, and they're very affordably priced. So it looks like that. I've never used this one before, so this will be my first time. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit on my finger here to warm it up and apply it under my eye. Wow, that looks beautiful. It's very subtle. And it took away like all that purple and the under eye circles. It looks awesome, beautiful. I feel like this would be a really great one for mature skin. You know, if you have issues with a lot of fine lines and whatnot underneath your eyes, it's such a creamy formula and the way that it blends in, oh my gosh, it would look amazing. From Heidi Honey, she recommended the Revlon Skin Awaken Concealer in a different shade, specifically shade 70. She said that this was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. And I had mentioned this concealer in my Hidden Gems video because I do feel like it's one that's not talked about that often. Great for underneath the eyes, but I never would have thought to use it as contour. I mean, obviously you can just get a deeper shade, but yeah, let's try that. I think that the shade 60 would have been better for me simply because I am so fair, but they didn't have it in the store. So we're gonna try 70 and see what happens. I'll apply a little bit down the side and then blend. Well, you know, that is absolutely beautiful. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. And I mean, the concealer is great because it sinks right into the skin and it's no different on the face right there. And that's absolutely, it's just a small wash of color, but it adds great definition. Look at that. My face is so radiant. It's those primers. It's just, woo. I have a whole other side to put stuff on, so let's do that. This next hidden gem came from Sophia. She recommended the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzer. She said one of the things she loved about this bronzer is that it did not have an orange color to it. It's one that I've had for a while. I don't use it that often. It's one that just gets pushed to the back of my drawer because it just really, I mean, it's just not in the forefront of my drawer for whatever reason. But look at that. Yeah, I remember I liked this one a lot when I first used it too. I thought it was fabulous. Love it. It's so blendable, so beautiful on the skin. Perfect amount of color. It's gorgeous. There was one setting powder that was mentioned a couple times, so I knew I had to try it. And this recommendation comes from Yvonne Rovira and Violet Kuroki. And that is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Powder. I have not tried this one before. I am going to assume that you were talking about the loose setting powder because they didn't have any compacts. And I went into several stores looking for this one. I finally found it in Five Below, by the way, for I think it was $5, but that was where I ended up getting it. Oh, wow. Well, I can see why you like it. Oh my gosh. We just blurred everything. Look at that. It gave me like a filter on my skin. Holy moly, I'm liking that. I applied on my forehead too. We'll see what it does up here. I think someone had mentioned that it blurred the lines on their skin, if I remember correctly. It totally does. Oh shoot, I forgot to use this product. Okay, so this one was recommended, another one from Auntie Liz. I'm telling you, she's got some great recommendations. This was the Real Techniques Miracle Powder Sponge. It feels like a blanket. It reminds me of the same texture of this one polyester blanket we have here in the house. It's very soft. And this is meant specifically for powder application. So I have run it under the sink. It's a little damp right now. I'm going to take some of the Wet n Wild powder here, pick that up with the sponge, and I am going to press it into the skin just to see what it does here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, if I could not love this powder more. And then I pair it up with this sponge. Hello. I need to go spend a week at Auntie Liz's house. I mean, I'm just saying. This next hidden gem comes to us from Dominique Abel, and that is the Almay blush, specifically in the shade Nearly Nude. Ooh, I still got powder underneath my eye over here. Okay, that's really pretty too. It's a very faint like wash of pink. It's really beautiful. Love it, love it. I love blushes like this that are really soft and look very natural on the skin, and that is great recommendation. Thank you. I believe that was everything for the face. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, the last product I'll apply before I put on the lips is another recommendation from Blvd. And this one came from Diane Welzel. Sorry, Diane Welzel, I believe, said the Blvd Beauty setting spray was her favorite. So I did track that one down, and I'm going to apply it with a brush real quickly here. I feel like I've tried so many Blvd Beauty products, but I don't remember trying the setting spray. I don't know if it's one I've tried in the past or not, but this is really nice. I believe, if I remember the comment, she said that she liked how it made her skin look like everything was melted together, like the powder melted into the skin, and it gave the skin a less cakey appearance. I believe that's why she said she liked it, and it set the makeup all day long too. Well, I can definitely see what she's talking about there. It definitely melts everything together, and it does make your skin like look complete. For the lips, I have two separate recommendations. The first one comes from Mogo TV, and this person had recommended the Blvd Beauty lip liners. So the one that I picked up was in the shade Barely There, and these look really good based on what I have tried so far. Very smooth. Look at that. Ah, yeah. Yeah. As are good on. I do feel like Blvd Beauty is one of those hidden gem brands that we don't hear that much about. I mean, when they first came out, everybody hyped up about them, but then they've just like, nobody really talks about them anymore except for the foundation. Last hidden gem recommendation comes from PT Christine, and she recommended the LA Colors Velvet Lip Mousse in Souffle. This can be found in Dollar Tree. That was where I located it, and they do have a new display right now of all of these souffle, not souffle, lip mousses. The name is Souffle, but they have a bunch of them to choose from, and that is going on really well. LA Colors is one of those that, you know, it's a hit or a miss. You don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, some products are really good. I have found some really amazing eyeshadow palettes. Then I've also found some really bad ones. So I mean, it just depends. But this is really nice, really soft on the lips, easy to apply. Looks great. So thank you so much for your participation, for your input. I adored this video. It brought me so much joy and fun today, and I hope that you found that same joy and fun in this video. And I just speak love, light, peace, and joy into you and your home. Thank you again. If you're interested in any of the products I shared here with you today, all of them will be listed and linked for you below in the description box. We'll do more of these in the future. I have some more ideas brewing, so stay tuned for more. Wishing you a beautifully blessed weekend ahead. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.